it feeds into like the gambler and everyone as well, right?
Dax
Thursday off
worrying
and
in
go
his
again.
face.
It will never work, in my opinion.
33 grand on a sticker, by the way.
I must admit though, I was howling for about 5 minutes straight.
Well,
Yeah.
I can do that on COD for free.
You know me, I like to play devil's advocate. I think you've done it deliberately, personally, but you know,
Oh, listen, I'd be rich if it weren't for FIFA.
that is 4 days. Good maths.
They've always been wrong in the way. Always.
It's the same game, just a different title.
Welcome to the Vista, episode 2. Today we have a very special guest, and that special guest is Seanyy. Welcome, Seanyy.
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here. Been a pleasure.
Glad to hear it, mate. Do you want to give people a quick rundown about what you do?
Content and like operations at Noctem, so I work very closely with the creators that we have, create ideas, scenarios, not just for Noctem but for the creators as well. That's about it, really. Just try and paint some stories, create some feel-good moments, and here we are.
Love it, and obviously turn up late for podcast recordings as well. This is
This is not gonna be
16
let
minutes,
go, is
by
it?
the way. 16 minutes, by the way.
This is not going to be let go, is it?
All right, so first topic we've got, and obviously it's huge in the world of streaming this week, which is the Kick platform. Does anyone want to take this away, or shall I give a quick rundown?
I reckon we let the two creators take this one.
Well, we'll let Copy go first then, because I know he's got a bit to say about it.
Well, it's just you just want a quick rundown on it rather than
Quick!
my own opinions.
Yeah, like 20 seconds. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Summarise. I know that's not your strong suit, but summarise.
Summarizes an extremely questionable stream. What's happening, which comes to everyone's attention on the timeline. Everyone then goes in the stream and they see Kick owner Eddie in the chat responding with laughing emojis. That's gone down like a lead balloon with a lot of people. I think 2 of the streamers in question got arrested or police turned up or something, and Kick just didn't release a statement for a very long time and then released it. Well, they released a statement that wasn't a statement. It was just a brief description on terms and service on any platform ever, and I don't think anything still happened.
Wait, people actually got arrested?
They were actually, I think they released, actually, they were actually swatted. I don't think they were actually
Yeah,
arrested for...
Don't know. Police
I
turned
don't
up to
think-
the scene.
Yeah, I don't think they were let go straight after, and the stream was back up and running. But some things what haven't been like publicly shared is the fact they were actually swatted. I had no connection to do with what actually happened on the stream.
Right.
Like I know
Yeah, I
that
didn't know that.
much. So that's where media is kind of like pulling things that they actually were swatted. They were actually arrested for what happened. One thing I didn't realize as well is the fact that the whole idea of why actually, how I said Eddie actually being in there too, was Eddie actually in there for like the main pilot at the end when the person in question tried leaving? Because I
believe
don't.
the screenshots were actually from around that year because the camera from the screenshots were pointing towards the door. So
Yeah.
It's definitely a weird one, and like I just feel sorry for a lot of the creators on the platform, right? Like there's lots of good streamers on there. There's a lot of people doing it full time on Kick, and like I think Kick was heading in the right direction in terms of like their creator incentive program and like, you know, obviously the sub split, but this is just something that you can't turn away from, right?
I think it's all to do with morals as well. See, a lot of people, I say for myself, for example, I've gone back to Twitch for the foreseeable future before everything kind of calms down. But the amount of hate I've seen going towards Kick streamers is unbelievable. And it's not just from other Kick streamers, it's other platforms attacking them saying, you know, you knew this was going to happen. It's like, guys, come on. We're all streamers. We're all in the same boat. Like, we're supposed to be supporting one another. Like, if you're on a separate platform, let the people who are on Kick like deal with it. It's their thing to deal with. It's their community, you know, allow them to make the people who are like being like online bullying and stuff like that about it, calling people horrible people for wanting to still be on that platform. It's like, just grow up. That's my intake on it. I could go on for hours about it, but that's my intake.
it could have happened on any platform. No, like let's not get it twisted. It's not. That's not really a Kick issue. Like he could have done this on any other platform. I think the main issue, and for myself, was that it just got disregarded and didn't get dealt with. And
Yeah,
then
I'm with
someone
you.
that I looked up to in terms of probably an 80% reason as to why I joined the platform, because I like trusted that person. I saw the vision, I vibed with it, and then just wasn't what I expected, not who I thought he was. So
It's like
kind
Abby
of rough.
said, though, isn't it? It's morals at the end of the day. Like, people are always going to be split. It just depends on how you see and sit on that fence. And I
Yeah.
think, like you said, it's something that they just should have addressed. Like, the fact that they didn't is wild to me. Like, especially from a business standpoint, like Jack said, like the creator program, the way they were going, like they was on track to build something like that could have even took over Twitch and really been a good platform for like content creation and creators as a whole. But the fact that they didn't actually just act or acknowledge it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I might get a lot of hate for this next comment, but I joined that platform May the 1st, so I've been there. I was there nearly 6 months. For me, you take everything that's happened in the last 48 hours aside. In the last 6 months, as a content creator over there, I did not see enough updates in that time frame to keep me there. I don't think that. I think
Look at-
smoke's being blown up a lot of people's behinds as to what's going on over there, and I think the split, the sub revenue split, is making them all think it's fantastic and hunky dory over there. I don't think in 6 months that there's been enough going on there.
I think it's tough though, right? Because like at the end of the day, the money makes the world go round, and like there's so many creators on there that rely on this income for their families, for like to be able to do what they want to do, and like so forth. So like, I just hope it doesn't completely affect those people, because obviously there's going to be a viewership drop off, but I'm hoping that the people that do it full time can still be able to do it full time. But yeah, it's a tough situation all round. Like, you shouldn't have to leave a platform for peer pressure, but at the same time, like, do you want to be on a platform long term for? Well, it's got a string of controversies, right? This isn't the first time, and I think that's what the issue is.
They've always been wrong in the always.
I mean, I think content creation right now in general, in terms of streaming platform right now, you look at all of them, they've all got their flaws. And it's really difficult right now for any content creator to sit here and say with chest, that's the right platform to go to. I don't think at the minute there is one, and it's a very scary time as a streamer if you're full time relying on this income, because your hands are twisted. You can't afford to make a hasty decision when you're full time. So a lot of them people over on Kick probably feel trapped right now, and I hope they manage to pull through it, and I think they will. Like, your community's still going to be there and back here. I mean, just the situation around it sucks. It's just an issue everyone could have done without.
Agreed. Right, let's move on to something a bit more positive. Only slightly though, right? So like this week, EAFC had the early release, which is the new version of FIFA. EA supposedly no longer wanted to pay the FIFA license fee. And today they've unveiled their new esports ecosystem. And this is a strange one, but it's PS5 only. It's from the sounds of it, they're not going to be taking on esports orgs. It's all going to be related to like professional clubs. And although some orgs might partner with them, so I'm thinking like Evil Geniuses and Wolves, they've already got a partnership. So like there's probably going to be something there. But it just feels weird to me. Like it's another developer like leaning towards non-esports orgs.
I feel like it's come out of nowhere. That's what I think. I feel like there's usually, I don't understand, maybe because I'm not into FIFA and stuff like that, but I feel like it's just come out of nowhere and there's so much hype behind it now. But some of the FIFAs that I have played that when I was younger, and I know from a lot of people that do play FIFA, like I've been reading up about it, and like we can all agree it's very similar to, it's just the same game, just a different title. You know what I mean? It's the same game. It's just a complete new remake, and they promise you all these amazing things. But like we said before when we were talking about it, it's like they just rename things that are the new updates. So, I mean, that's how I see it.
I'll agree with you, right? But that first like release weekend and week, there is nothing more satisfying than just sitting there, absolutely rattling through packs, wasting money, and just loving life, seeing the absolute drosh you get in it, and that one card sparks you with life again, and you go, yes.
And then you spend more money, and you keep going, and you keep
honestly,
going.
It is the same shite every year, but I love it.
What they be putting the prices up then, like we said, like with the packs and stuff, because obviously it's not FIFA packs anymore.
Yeah, so this is something that I read about. Like EA are obviously worried about their revenue results because it's not called FIFA anymore, right? Like you said, you think it's come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like there hasn't been, from my perspective, anywhere near as much marketing as I usually see, and like because of that, they've released like expensive packs, which they usually do in the game anyway, but they've done it very early, right? The game isn't even out yet, and you can buy packs for like 3,000 FIFA points, which I think is, I'm not even sure how much that is anymore, but it is quite
It's a
expensive.
hefty amount, let me tell you.
It's basically the price of a full game itself.
Mm-hmm. It's hefty,
That's
mate.
mental.
You
Yeah,
can tell Shawnee's done this
it is
before.
hefty, mate.
Oh,
listen, I'd be rich if it weren't for FIFA.
So yeah, FIFA points. It's how like EA make a lot of money, right? And obviously the esports side of things being related to Ultimate Team, which is where you buy all these packs and create a better team. It's always like pay to win. Like the more money you put into the game, the better players you're going to be able to have, and the easier the game should be for you. It doesn't always work out like that, obviously, but like if you've got a good player with a good team, there's always going to be a good player with an average team. But that's FIFA, I guess, or EAFC.
If they're not going to be like, obviously, did you say that the release weekends are like coming up, or is it just like a beta what's been out?
So it's like early access. Like every year they do it, so you get a week's early access if you buy the ultimate game, which is like, I think it's like £90 compared to like £60 for the full release.
Right. Okay.
Or you're on EAFC Pro, their subscription service basically, and you also get like 10% off packs.
And
stuff.
is there any mention about them partnering up with any like esport teams to try their game out and stream it?
No.
So they do it with their creators quite a lot. The creators get the game even earlier than that. So like they do quite a lot around, like getting their content creators involved.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I think it was Danny Aaron's I saw had loaded up like 30 grand's worth of FIFA points.
Wow.
Like 30 grand. I think he'll make that back in a week. Like,
It's mental though, isn't it?
just a different world, mate. Different world.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, me too.
Need to get on FIFA, bloody heck.
Imagine opening all them packs, man. That is heaven.
I
Don't
mean,
care. That is any male gamer's heaven. We all started off on FIFA on the Xbox or PlayStation.
it feeds into like the gambler and everyone as well, right? So
Yeah,
like
it's
every time
bad
you
though,
open
innit?
a pack,
Gaming gambling.
it is literally that. Yeah.
It really is.
So
Like you'll
the
open one,
dopamine
you
hit.
get something just not even worth your time. You're like, no, I'm having it. I'm going again.
Oh, I get paid next week. It's fine. Oh god.
I mean, I guess like the EAFC sort of leads quite nicely into the next thing, which is the potential end of esports orgs. So like, obviously that's quite a dramatic title, but we've seen it in Warzone with the World Series of Warzone, right? Like we talked about it last week. No org representation outside of like jerseys, and even then there were some people that didn't. You've got EAFC, which are teaming up with like professional clubs now. So even today, Fnatic announced that they're taking a step back from FIFA, especially for now. And obviously, Apex is a bit of a weird one at the moment because they don't want to work with orgs on skin share, even though they initially had a deal in place. What do you think?
Absolutely wild. And when will they learn that this is never going to work? It was one of the biggest critiques of the Warzone event. Probably one of the things for me as like a COD esports fan for how many years that which made it feel entirely odd with no branding. Like without orgs, to me, esports is 20% of what it ever has been for me. I don't understand it. Why take something away that doesn't need taken away? And we've seen it before. These players need some sort of professionalism in their team environment to make stuff work. If not, it just becomes an absolute mess. It will never work, in my opinion. I could be highly wrong, but I just why change something that doesn't need changing? It just doesn't make sense. Like, just leave it alone. Just go focus on all the other stuff you're doing bad. Stop trying to rip the good stuff that we have away. Like,
That's just esports. Esports is an ecosystem right now, isn't it? It's just no matter where you look, it's terrible. It's in a bad place. Like,
Just-
no matter if it's Call of Duty, Apex, Rainbow, like for orgs and organizations and stuff like that, it's a slippery slope. Like, there's not enough like sponsorship and stuff like that around it. Like, people can't afford it. Like, the prize pools are slim. Like, there's so many different like battles daily you have to keep looking into, and it's like more and more as you see it keep pulling out, going, well, we just can't afford to, or why should we bother?
I think it's that like want to do it as well. Like you want to work towards something. So like you said, prize pools and stuff. People want to sit there and like practice and practice and practice. Work with the team. Work with like new organizations to like. It's probably not the right word to use, but like feel worthy of it. If you know what I mean. Like that pride.
Okay, I've got another perspective. You know me. I like to play devil's advocate. So, one, are they trying to get rid of orgs because, like, there has been quite a lot of bad orgs out there that have done some questionable things, right? Can't even remember the name of the org, but there was one in the States like last month that hadn't paid people for the last 6 months. And then, like, the other part to that is, are they going to take the whole of the esports in-house, pay the best players a certain amount of salary, and then they don't have to deal with the orgs? They just have to look after the players and then put the players in the game or in the entertainment space, right?
I'm gonna let you two take this before he has to cut more of me out. I'm gonna sit here and just quietly listen.
Oh, like competitors. I don't really know much about, especially organizations and stuff. And he looks like his lips twitching, ready to go.
it just isn't gonna work. Yeah, like your point, right? 100%. We've seen bagged orgs. I mean, that was one of the reasons why the CWL was favoured to change to the CDL because of. I mean, World War II. This just comes to my mind. Red Reserve, right? They had such a good year, but didn't pay their players. Like they were struggling to get the money out of them. Someone went missing with funds. Like there was no ever guarantee for the players to get paid. So the franchise was good in that regard. But I just don't see. I don't see how this works. I don't see how it works about orgs. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's just going to be an absolute mess. However, like you said, though, the one thing, maybe they'll try and restrict the wages more than these companies that have billionaire investments. Maybe they'll try and control it more, but I feel like they can still do that anyway
But I think,
with the orgs here.
especially in the States, right? Like there's laws that prevent you from putting like intentional salary caps in place.
Yeah.
And unless you're going to give them directly a percentage of whatever income comes your way, then I don't know.
Look,
You can still get around it with like signing and bonuses, right? There's still ways around it with that. So I don't know, it's just a never-ending headache, isn't it?
the great esports reset is needed. Let's put it that way.
Just
You think about it, there's no job security right now either. None. Like, you can only look at Valorant, for example, like the top team that just won like champs there. Like, it's an absolute just madness. It's a madhouse. There's no structure, no real like methods, anything. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, esports as a whole, as dramatic as it sounds, it's crumbling. It really is crumbling.
I think we're near to the reset. Like I think the bounce back's going to happen soon. Like you're already seeing it, right? Like Sentinel spending 700 grand a month on player salaries and stuff like that when they
Yeah.
like. It's okay when you're bankrolled by like VC money and like you're moving towards profitability, right? But like I've worked at a VC backed company before, and after a while, the investors start getting a little bit twitchy, and they're like, "Oh, before when you were intending to get towards follow-on funding, that like it's usually more money, but as long as you're heading in the right direction." Eventually, they're going to be like, "Okay, this needs to stop because like you're not getting anywhere near to where you need to be anytime soon." There we go. I guess we could move on to something a bit more positive.
It's been all negative so far.
I know. I'm
Please.
sorry.
It's been one of them weeks.
I don't
It's just the
know.
It's the
I've got-
life of esports, mate.
It's a life on socials, eh?
It gets better though. It gets better.
I
So
hope so.
this week, oh no, sorry, not this week. From October the 12th to the 15th, EGX in London. They're hosting a few esports tournaments. They've got indie devs there. there's loads going on, and it's at the XL in London, so like big venue, probably loads to see it over those 4 days. And they're hosting some
Is
event.
it 4 days they're running it?
Sorry.
Is it 4 days that they're running it? Yeah. 4
Yeah,
days.
yeah. So 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. That is 4 days. Good maths. Yes, so they're doing quite a lot of tournaments with 5K prize pools at the EGX Arena.
Oh.
It's a good arena too to play.
What games do we know?
I don't have it actually. That's really bad for me.
Organization, boys. No, but
I mean, I've never heard of it before, so you knew more than me.
So I looked it up as just before this, and it's like it looks like a really, really positive community that's able to go there rather than a toxic environment, if you know what I mean. It's like within the indie games, I'm presuming, and I could be wrong, like it's like your little kind of quiet games, you know, like Witcher and things like. Is that like your indie type of vibes? I don't know.
So
I think.
which is not an indie title.
Is it not?
Like,
No.
Oh, because I was looking it up and I was like looking at people like all dressed up and stuff, and I saw like someone doing a Witcher cosplay, and I was like,
Yeah.
is it?
yeah, so cosplaying is like a huge part of these events. It was the same at Insomnia as well. Like so many great cosplayers. Sorry.
I feel like it'd be cool to go to for like just to actually experience that. But like I said, I don't really know much about it, so it might be something for me to look into. But are any of you guys thinking about going?
Not a chance.
Or know anyone's going?
Nope.
No.
I'm probably going to go for like a day just to, show face, get the Noctem
Yeah.
Noctem jersey everywhere.
I was about to
Yeah.
say, Jack's your man for that sort of thing. Loves it. These little events he just loves popping up at,
But
Yeah.
there's a big issue with, didn't you say like it was like November 16th or something?
October 12th to October 15th.
Oh well, I've just got that wholly wrong then, haven't I? Don't worry. Ignore I've
Was
said
that
anything.
was that COD weekend? Is that what it was?
No, but October 10th, yeah, beta's out, so
I was about to say
I'm not going to
October
be there.
12th, yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah,
October
I'm
I
not
thought
gonna
it
be
comes
there.
out the 6th.
Yeah, but then
beta.
that's the
that's
second
for
weekend.
PlayStation, isn't it?
There's 2 weeks,
Oh,
right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
well,
2
I'm lucky.
weeks
I've got
with,
a
like,
PlayStation, so.
A 2-day break where there's nothing else being done. Sorry, it's what it is.
Yeah, you'd be lucky to get a reply off me. I'll be really never mind getting me to an event.
Or a podcast.
So everyone's on holiday for those weeks, right? Okay, I won't contact any of
Apparently.
you. So we
You're all
need
off.
to get as much content in the vault now as we can.
Or the content's there, don't you worry about that. And I'm in there for the Vista, but anything else outside of that one, then yeah, sorry.
It's only the weekends though, right? It's not during the week.
No, it's like
it's
4 days, 4 or 5 days at a
It's like
time.
a full week, yeah.
It's like
Okay.
Friday to Tuesday, and then it's just a Wednesday,
Jack's
Thursday off,
worrying
and go
his
again.
face.
It's more like
Oh.
so much to think about.
No. Oh.
I'll make sure I get a little backlog going of content before I go miss me. Don't you worry. How about
Love it.
Is that a promise?
that? Yeah, sure, yeah.
You heard it here, folks.
Okay, I actually missed one on the list, which is like quite sad, but I'm sure Abby, you've already got one lined up for this, right? Which is best content of the week.
Oh my gosh, I have seen some amazing content, right? And I know last week we spoke about me getting banned, and you all thought it was funny, and you did, and everybody online thought it was funny as well. But here's another funny one for you. You can find it on TikTok, you can find it on Twitch, you can find it on Twitter, and all you got to do is put @copyrighted in there, and you'll find the most amazing clip you will ever see. So, you know what? I'll even introduce it for you because I'm just that amazing, like of a duo for you. Copyrighted can play Warzone. Pretty good at it. Sometimes maybe good. Sometimes maybe most times this way. Because this man has an amazing play. Goes into a building after absolutely trying to wipe out a squad. Getting ready with his his bomb drone and stuff because he's that tactical. What does this man do? Goes outside, by the way. Outside. Runs inside. Shuts the door. Deploys the bomb drone. Flies it straight into the wall. And kills himself.
Look at his face.
You
I've
know
never been
what?
more
If that
embarrassed in my
that
life.
is not top tier quality content, I don't know what is.
Do you
know
want to
what?
know what? Do you want to know what I thought it was? Which I've told no one yet.
What?
I've squad wiped. Murky's off for respawn. 10 seconds left. Jay's down. I'm going for the res. I look down the bottom right of my screen. I'm like, yes, I've got a cluster mine. Let me throw that in the door because we might get pushed here, and I'm going to res Jay. Pull it out. No, it's a drone. So I'm like, oh, it's a drone. That's fine. I'll just get out of it. No way, it's a bomb drone, isn't it? I get out of it. Kaboom. There's only 4 seconds left till Murky's back. And I'll just blow me and Jaden up. So yeah, that was that game done. And I've never been more ashamed in my life.
At least it
Something I've
wasn't
produced
ranked.
before.
And you got it on record.
No,
So
but well, I did just come off of rank, so theoretically I should have been warm and in
imagine.
the flow. But yeah.
Yeah, but we both know that you're a boomer and never in the flow, so it's
Yeah, so 28 might be the
Reaction speed,
official time
reaction
of the
speed.
it's short. So any game is younger than 28. That is the cut-off age. 28, I can confirm.
I must admit though, I was howling for about 5 minutes straight. That was unreal.
Yeah, it was. I found it hilarious. To be fair.
Content.
Yeah.
Content.
I think you've done it deliberately, personally, but you know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past him, honestly.
I wish I had.
Oh god.
Okay, moving on to news. So, the 25th to the 29th of September, which is now and in the next few days, League of Legends Asian Games 2023. South Korean players, they can skip military service if they get a gold medal, which is obviously huge, like
Oh wow.
especially for esports players, right? There's been loads of players from loads of games recently that have had to go and do military service, which is part of their culture, but yeah, being able to skip military service when you're for winning a gold medal, great. And like respectfully, there's probably like 3 teams that can win this tournament out of what I think there's 12 in there, 11. But interestingly, here's the teams, okay? Hong Kong, China, Republic of Korea, Kazakhstan, Japan, Vietnam, Palestine, UAE, Chinese Taipei, the Maldives, Thailand, and Macau, China.
If I was a betting man, I'm putting money on Kazakhstan to win. That's all I'm saying.
Well, good job you're not a betting man then.
Yeah, go spend it on FIFA.
I ain't got it. It's already gone. It's already gone, mate.
See, I don't know much about League of Legends. All I know is it's got an amazing Netflix series. That's all I know. That's literally as far as my League of Legends knowledge goes. I know it's like a little fighting game. I know I'm gonna get so much hate for saying that, but yeah,
So
that's what it is.
It's a
You press
MOBA.
buttons. You press buttons.
Honestly, it's the hardest game I've ever played in my life.
Really?
Yeah, just because like you have to,
Everyone who plays it says that. To be fair, yeah, I've never even watched it, touched it, seen it, but yeah, everyone always.
I did want to start it just because of the Netflix series.
honestly, great series. Like I really enjoy the game, but I've put way too many hours in it, and I'm still bang average at best.
So what actually have they got to like compete then? Like what is the competition?
So I'm not sure I follow.
Like, are you saying that it's like a competition? Obviously, you said League of Legends, didn't you?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
League
yeah.
of Legends. So whoever wins, like, wins the gold medal type thing. What are they actually competing? Like, what actually is it? Is it like a fighting thing? Is it like a skill based thing?
So there's 4 groups of 2 or 3 teams. They'll all play each other, and then like I think top 1 goes into the winners bracket, and second place goes into the losers bracket. I think that's not confirmed. And then yeah, they battle it out, and then I'm assuming medals for first, second, third.
That'd be cool to watch, actually.
Honestly, like League Esports, it's what sort of got me back into gaming as much as anything, and like I adore it, but crazy, very hard game.
It's hard to follow as well, though. There's so much going on all the time. It's ridiculous.
I've got a point. It's the hardest game to bet on ever.
Yeah.
Nah.
Vouch.
Oh.
100%.
Any esport I've bet on, actually, yeah, just any game ever, it is one that has just crippled me in terms of any bell. Absolutely crippled it. It's not a cash respecter for me.
All right, moving on. There's a big tournament happening in Ireland. There's a Wild, which is an esports team. I think they're partnered with Usain Bolt, right? And they're partnered up with Virgin Media to find the country's best Valorant team. The winner gets a 6-month contract as part of Wild's academy, and I think it's like $60,000 as well.
Oh,
That's what? Wait, $60,000 as well?
I think so. Yeah, maybe that's
really good.
I actually
Decent.
didn't write down the amount, which is crazy.
No, that's actually really good.
More,
To be fair.
more people do the same.
Next up,
That's actually almost too good to be true.
I think I mean, if you're doing it with Virgin Media, I'm sure Virgin Media have got the money to do
A bit
that.
of funds, yeah.
Next up, North American esports org FaZe Clan has announced it will host an on-site activation at Porsche. So I think Porsche, they're one of their partners, but they're going to be doing loads of videos and stuff around it. So that might be something quite interesting to keep an eye out for.
Oh, I know one person that's going to be there. Krim.
Crim, yeah? Crimson.
100%, yeah, because they've got him under for the racing, haven't they? And he loves sport. He must be loving life.
Exactly, mate. I
He's
think
having a great time.
he's literally going to be in his element. So we
I'm
love it.
jealous already.
So next up, we're obviously recording this on Tuesday. Rumored Counter-Strike 2 is releasing tomorrow. Is the rumor? And
Can't wait.
huh?
Can't wait.
You're a Counter-Strike player.
I've dabbled. I wouldn't say I'm great. Definitely not favoured in the competitive skill wise of CS, but yeah, I enjoy it.
Love it. And to go alongside that, a sticker in the game for Team Dignitas for Katowice sold for $33,000.
Jesus.
A sticker in game that you can
A
put on your guns.
an in-game
Sorry,
sticker.
what?
Yeah. So like
For how much again?
$33,000.
It's not surprising though, to be fair. Like,
It's a record for
Where do people find this money? I don't get it.
just gamers, isn't it?
33 grand for a sticker that goes on your weapon that you don't even look at half the time.
Wait till you see the price of some of the other stickers and like the
I was about
knives
to-
and stuff like
the
that.
knife- I was literally just about to say knives. If you're surprised at the sticker, then it's just not even that surprising. It's ridiculous.
So in Counter Strike, you can switch to your knife, right, instead of having
Yeah.
a gun. And like, I think it's the karambits, right, which are the most popular. Which is like you basically see the person spinning it on their finger and then just
Yeah.
holding it.
Well,
Yeah.
I can do that on COD for free. I'm ranked.
But the good thing about like Counter Strike though, you can always resell it, except for a sticker if you stick it on a gun, so that.
Oh yeah, because stickers don't come off. Yeah. Knowledge, yeah. It's fact, innit? 33 grand on a sticker by the no.
Honestly.
What is gaming today?
And then there was one more Street Fighter Pro League. I don't really know much about the fighting game community, but I know they have an incredibly passionate fan base. Guild Esports are going into it, as well as Wolves Esports. However, there was one org, UK org, Reason Gaming, have been replaced with very little notice. So I'm sure we're going to get more details about that soon, but sounds quite controversial. And UK-based FIFA player Deluxe is banned for 2 years from ESIC tournaments. He says he was wrongly accused, but then took a plea deal.
For what? Cheating?
Yes, he's got a 2-year ban, so I think he took a plea deal to take 2 years, but he said he was wrongfully accused.
Mm.
Shit.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. And moving on to, finally, AOB. I've got 2 things, and then I'll let you guys go. First one, 2 podcasts in. Congratulations, everyone.
Give yourself a round of applause.
And part 2 was just like a little memory that came to me today. So, like, obviously, it's quite hard to follow all of the esports that are going on all of the time. There was an app a couple of years back called Duked, and like that app for me was like incredible in terms of like being able to follow loads of esports at the same time, know what's going on. You follow your favorite teams, you get notified. I'm just hoping we get something like this back again, because like it was really cool just to have all that information at your fingertips. And like,
I feel like that'd help me as well. Like people who are learning as well, especially with the new COD coming out.
it had a really passionate like early user base as well, but I think they struggled to get funding because it was sort of like at the end of the cycle when all the esports money stopped. But yeah, it was great. Made by a guy called Fish Sticks, who was on the founding team at Twitch. Just very cool, but very, very sad it's no longer here.
I never actually used it. To be fair, I never actually interacted with it.
Shocking.
I'll be honest now and just stayed away.
Anyone else for any other business?
I mean, has anybody heard about what Sony's happened? Don't know how true it is.
What's that?
Like, Sony's been hacked.
Sony?
No.
Yeah, Sony. I don't know. So Sony haven't
No.
released a statement yet.
No.
But apparently, and I'm quoting, this is just, I don't know who I could quote this from, but from online, they have been hacked and they have access of over like 6,000 files or something. But Sony haven't released a thing about it. I don't know how true it is, but
I don't want to burst your bubble. I'm pretty sure all them videos from about 15 years ago.
no, I read it on Twitter this morning. Been reading like new updates on Twitter and stuff. Because I think they happened in like 2012 or 2011 as well, but I don't know. Like I said, I've just seen it on Twitter, circling Twitter.
It's news to me.
One to investigate for sure.
Mm.
Anyone else for anything else?
I don't think so, mate. To be fair.
Is it November 10th yet?
It's coming soon. It's
It's we're almost there, Coffee.
Modern Warfare 3 waiting room.
Right, I've told you, just find a new game.
Absolutely not.
Fortnite's good. Try Fortnite or Minecraft.
Get her
Stop
out
swearing at me. Stop
Get her out of
swearing
this
at me.
call, Jack. Please get her out of this.
What?
I'm
Where?
only saying it because it irritates him. Look at his face.
What, don't you like Fortnite, copy?
No.
Mate,
It's not COD.
You could try Sims. Sims 4 is apparently really relaxing.
Oh, well, I did actually see something, right? GTA
Oh.
GTA 6 is meant to be coming out next fall.
It just feels like so long away.
So long away,
It's gonna be ridiculously long.
but £1 billion projected spend?
I mean, they'll probably
Has to
make
be
that back in
unbelievable.
like 2 weeks, right? Like,
Oh,
everyone's itching for it.
100%.
That'll be from initial sale.
And they're actually doing work with like community modders as well, right?
Yeah. They've literally took them on board instead of shutting them down like a good old Activision.
Things you love to see. See, so many positives to come. It's not all bad, guys. Come on.
Mm.
We might get there one day. We might get there.
Keep hoping.
You got to have faith. You got to have faith. Really. There's
Agreed.
a lot of actual decent things happening in this scene that get swallowed up by quite
Yeah, I
rightly
agree.
so, a lot of the other stuff as well. So just got to keep faith.
Love it. Well, thank you very much for tuning in to the second week of Vista. See you guys next week.
Same time. I'll see you then.
Adios.
Bye. See you later, guys.